Hello and welcome to this introductory video on the third-party logistics functionality in GBMS. In this video we will focus on how we set up access in GBMS for our 3PL providers' employees and how we set up access in GBMS for the employees and customers of our 3PL client. After a new client's data is entered, we next want to give our 3PL providers' employees access to various modules so they can process orders. We may also want to provide access to our new client for them to access or enter orders, view real-time inventory, or perform other tasks. Let's first grant access to our 3PL providers' employees. From our 3PL providers application, we go to our user's maintenance form and then click on the 3PL Customers tab. Here we see all the customers we have in our GBMS 3PL application. Now let's go to user John Smith. In our first 3PL video, we created a new client which is customer F. To give this user, John Smith, access to our newest client, we check the checkbox next to the client's name and then click on the Save button. We then check the Copy All User Information to the Selected Customers checkbox and then click on the Apply Now button to easily apply all the security privileges the employee already has to this client. The user will now have the same privileges and menu access to this 3PL client as he has to all other existing 3PL clients. If you would like to limit or customize any user's access to any 3PL client, simply go to that client's database and edit the specific user's privileges and access. Our 3PL providers' employees can be granted two types of access to view and process documents. The first type of access limits them to viewing only the documents for one customer, which is the standard viewing in GBMS. The second type of access allows them to view all documents for all customers in one screen, which is the 3PL view in GBMS. Let's take a look at how we can view picks and putaways. Let's go to our 3PL client, customer A. When we go to our pick menu, we have a few options. Let's look at the first option, which is the type of access that limits viewing to only the picks for one customer, which is the standard viewing in GBMS. When we select this option, we see just the picks for our customer A. We can use the above filters to change our view, but we will still only be able to view customer A's documents. If we go back to our pick menu and we select our second option, which is the pick processing 3PL option, and we then change our filter options and click on the search button, we now can see pick documents for all our customers, including our primary company. The first 4 are for our primary company, the next 5 are for customer A, and the next 2 are for customer B. These two picking options can be assigned and restricted based on each employee of the 3PL provider. This same option is also available for receiving and put away. Now let's see how we can give our client and our employees access. Let's go back to our main 3PL application for our primary company. And let's go to our user maintenance screen to create a new user. Let's make this new user be a employee of our client customer A. To add a new user, we click on the New button, and the minimum information we must put in is a username, password, and full name. Let's make this new employee be Mike Jones. Mike will be an employee of customer A, so we'll identify customer A. And we'll save this record. Next, we want to go to the Privileges tab or the Roles tab and identify what role or specific privileges we want to assign to this employee. Rather than assign a role, let's go to the Privileges tab and assign the privileges that will allow him to enter in orders. We'll scroll down to the privileges for order entry. And we'll start here. And we'll select all the privileges that have to do with orders. We'll save those. And now what we want to do is we want to go to our menu items and identify which menus this user should have access to. We know we want him to have access to the sales, so we're going to click on the sales, but then we're going to reduce the menu items down to just the sales orders function so that this user can only enter in sales orders and do nothing else. Okay. Let's also give him access to the inventory inquiry screen. This way, this user will be able to check inventory as well as enter sales orders. Let's click on our Save button. And the last thing we need to do is go to our 3PL customers and identify the customer that this employee works for, which is customer A. We'll click on the Save button, and then we want to click on or check this checkbox to copy all the user information that we just filled in here to this customer by clicking on the Apply Now button. So when we go to this user, he will have access now to the orders, and he'll also have access to these two menu items in the fulfillment processing and in the sales orders. Let's close this. And now let's go to our customer A and log in as Mike. We're now logged in as Mike, and if we go up to our main menu and we start to go across our main menu here, we notice that he does not have access to the Help menu because we didn't give him access, to the BI dashboard, to the company setup, and the only thing he has access to under warehouse management is fulfillment processing under the inventory submenu, the inventory inquiry, and if we go over here to front office, he only has access to sales orders, not to the other items that would be here, which are CRM, purchase order processing, and invoicing. If we click on the sales orders and open up the sales orders, and we click on the search button, Mike can see all the sales orders that have been entered in between the period of 11/8 and 11/22. If he wants to create a new one, he can click on the new button, and he can now create a new sales order. Mike also can go to fulfillment processing and check the inventory inquiry to see what his current inventory is. In his warehouse, which is warehouse A, which is the only warehouse he has access to, he can see all the items that are currently in inventory. In addition to allowing our customers access to view and run reports, we can also set up reporting so that your customers can receive reports that are automatically generated using Microsoft SQL Server reporting services. These reports can be scheduled to run at any time using different reporting filters for each user so that they may see the data that they are interested in. These reports then can be run and then emailed on a 24/7 basis. Please be sure to watch our introductory video on user security to see more general information about how user access is controlled in GBMS. This concludes our introductory video on setting up user access in the GBMS 3PL module for our 3PL providers' employees and how we set up access for the employees and customers of our 3PL client. Thanks for watching, and please watch our other videos that introduce more of the important features of GBMS, and then be sure to contact Geneva Systems to schedule a live demonstration of GBMS.